On July 31st, the NBA announced a new partnership with MGM Resorts, making them the NBA's first official gambling partner. This non-exclusive deal granted MGM access to previously guarded real-time analytics data and the right to use the NBA logo across their various betting platforms. So how did sports gambling go from something mobsters crack kneecaps over to the mainstream? Sports gambling as we know it today first came about in the late 18 and early 1900s, propelled by the rise of Major League Baseball and big-ticket boxers like Jack Dempsey and Benny Leonard. Gambling back then lived in a legal gray area, and the US government wasn't exactly in a great place to condemn it after financing the Revolutionary War by, among other things, running state lotteries. And like the US government, the leagues didn't care much either.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
But all that changed when the Black Sox went and threw the 1919 World Series and effectively fucked things up for everyone by introducing us all to the phrase, integrity of the game. That phrase was first coined by baseball's first commissioner, Judge Kennesaw Mountain Landis, who was appointed in response to the match-fixing scandal. Mountain Landis made it his mission to crack down. Between 1920 and 1930, the US government focused their efforts on making the act of being a bookie, or bookmaker, illegal. In short, it was officially illegal for anyone to take sports bets, but they did it anyway. Nevada then established themselves as a monopoly by legalizing sports gambling in 1949, and with a 20-year head start over Atlantic City, Las Vegas officially became the Las Vegas we all know today. Between the coasts, bookies still functioned in only relative obscurity, even in spite of a series of laws set forth throughout the 1960s and 70s designed to make taking and making bets more difficult. Then with the Commission on the Review of the National Policy Towards Gambling, the powers that be finally recognized it would take a serious effort to continue the gambling prohibition. For sports bettors, that effort was PASPA, which was designed to clarify the illegality of sports betting once and for all, with the exception of a few select books that were grandfathered in. Horse racing and dog races were conveniently left outside the reach of all of this because rich white people love those things, and of course they wouldn't legislate themselves out of some fun at the track. Then in 2012, New Jersey went with the bold move of just passing legislation that legalized gambling in their state anyway, citing that they didn't really care the law violated PASPA because they saw PASPA as violating their 10th Amendment rights as a state.
The new sports betting bill passed unanimously in both the Assembly and in the Senate. It allows the state to regulate and tax sports gambling. And even though operators are ready to take bets, they'll need to wait for the governor to officially sign the bill, one that will come with restrictions.
They were promptly stomped out when the courts ruled in favor of the NCAA, MLB, NHL, NBA, and NFL's joint appeal against the law. But it definitely wasn't for nothing. On May 14, 2018, the US Supreme Court ruled that PASPA was indeed violating the 10th Amendment, and states became free to legislate sports betting at their own discretion. New Jersey, who'd been waiting since roughly the dawn of time to capitalize on legal sports gambling, had the infrastructure in place in just 2 weeks to take bets on the NBA Finals after the decision. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver was also quick to pounce.
But very few states, Nevada is one of the few that allows you to bet on an app throughout the state. I think New Jersey now is discussing it. Right. But ultimately, we think in terms of user experience, the ability, as you can in Europe, to bet on your smartphone is really where the actual move, as opposed to the need to be in a bricks and mortar casino to place a sports bet.
And pounce he did with this new MGM partnership. Unlike his predecessors, Silver had been openly pro-legalization since November 2017. While it may not turn out to be game-changing in and of itself, every relevant sports league will now need to follow suit. And you can go ahead and lock that in.